I ain't anything I see. What is good, construction cronies? Happy Sunday fun day, baby. What's good, everyone? What's good? How's everyone doing today? Awesome. Looks like everything's good. Beautiful, man. Hopefully you guys can hear me nice and loud and clear. Hopefully we got a little bit of sound in the background. But yeah. Yeah, right on. Yeah, we like his track too. Yeah. Ben and I both. Yeah, Ben likes it too. But yeah, good stuff. That is excellent, man. How you doing, Dibs? Today I'm going to be talking about construction safety management and like just basically how it applies to us. Like you got like when we're piece working or going out to do like contracting ourselves. This is kind of important stuff. It is important stuff. We're gonna look at some stats, yeah, I got a sheet here. We'll go through a PDF sheet on like a new supervisor evaluation form. I kind of showed you guys last Sunday, but yeah, we'll look into that. We'll just give everyone a few more minutes. The timer kind of, I think I'm gonna reduce it to 5 minutes. I think the 10 minutes is a little too long. I can get everything I need done in 5, so we'll just, I think I'm gonna lower that to 5 minutes. I think that'd be a consensus, the consensus around here anyway. But yeah, Dibs. So we're playing this new game called the Outlast Trials, and I should send you a copy of it. It's a fun game. It would be awesome actually if we could. It's a multiplayer game and it's really fun. Yeah. So yeah, I should send you a copy of it. You can try it with us. Ben has got a copy. I got a copy. It's gonna be awesome. So, anyways, yeah, dude, we'll talk about that on the Discord for sure. But yeah, so yeah, over the years, I'm like just a little bit of background. I've been in construction for like so long. I had my first real hourly job in construction. I was 15 years old. Sprinkler fitting, fire protection in industrial type of setting in Toronto. It was a lot different back then to now, right? I'm 44 now. So at 15, that would, you can do the math. It was a while ago. So one of the things is that it was also a union site at the time. And kind of the thing is, they told me is like, if you see a white hat come on site, just go up on the lift and stay up there until the white hat's gone, right? So yeah, it was kind of fun. Like at 15 years old, being given yeah, I know, me too, Dibs. And they also nerfed the Cayo Perico heist, so they made it harder to do a solo. So yeah, it's not as fun anymore. But yeah, dude. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, back then I was 15 years old, and they gave me a huge 4x4 lift. We were taking out like 8-inch mains and putting them in and stuff too, but they were huge pipes. This is crazy times to think that that nowadays doing that doesn't seem very you're probably not going to you're not probably not going to do that nowadays, right? But back then it was just, like I was saying, it was different. So we've seen a huge change in safety in the bureaucracy. So I'm trained and I've taken construction management, and I've taken all the safety certifications, safety courses to become a safety officer here, a national construction safety officer, right? The NCSO. You have to renew your NCSO, I believe, now every couple of years, I think. I haven't renewed mine, but I did do it. I don't know because I haven't renewed it, if I'm still certified as one, but back when I did do it, you didn't have to recertify. You only had to do it once. So, but you had to keep practicing in the field, right? So obviously being being like a small contractor or a piece worker, you want to make sure you understand the rules and requirements. Okay, that you don't want to get caught with your pants down, and especially if you're like hiring guys. Okay, if it's just you and say you're working with a partner who is also like a self-proprietor or incorporated company, it's a little bit different, right? But as soon as you start having like anyone work under you, right, then it's dangerous. You got to be very careful with them, that they don't get injured, and that you're doing the least the bare minimum legally, right? Just in case anything happens, right? You want to make sure you're covered, right? So let's say what's up with the chat. Who's all in the chat today? What's your experience? And if you don't mind, let me know what you want to know, what you're looking to learn from today's live stream. Please let me know. Alrighty, where am I here? Oh yeah. That's my Harley Quinn animated wallpaper. I love the wallpaper engine on Steam, is awesome. So hey, Mama, what's happening? Mama K in the house. What's going on here now? I gotta get this over here. How you doing, Mom? You guys still in Florida? One of the things I look at after being in the job market for a few years was health and safety. Yep. You are all good stuff. Okay, so yeah, the thing is like, oh, hold on here. Let me bring up the sheet here. I don't know. Can you guys? Hopefully, you guys can see this clearly. Health and safety is important. You got to make sure like you're taking care of yourself and the people around you. It's a crazy thing. Like it's gotten like just full of like, man, I couldn't do the safety officer thing just because there's just so much paperwork involved with it, right? And paperwork sucks, man. It really does. There's certain people who do paperwork, and there's certain people that don't, right? So this is the tough one for all of us that use our hands and are hands-on in the field there, right? The paperwork part of it, it's a real pain in the butt. It's monotonous. It seems like, it's just it's like the same thing over and over and over again. But the point of it is to teach you like to combat complacency, right? So you're always constantly reminding yourself of your of the dangers and your responsibilities. Okay. This is an evaluation form I picked up. So yeah, contractor supervisor screening process. So not even to yeah. Yeah, buddy. Oh, and I just got a new wireless controller for gaming with too. I got the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller coming today actually. Some of these games are just like pretty tough on the keyboard and mouse, so I just bit the bullet and bought a controller. But yeah, it's yeah. Oh yeah, I love building PCs, man. It's so much fun. Like this thing is just like a piece of artwork, man. So yeah, I'd like to give you an idea what they're looking for in any kind of supervisor role, a management role or supervisor role. You got to understand safety. Okay, so whether your ambitions are to evolve into management or like a foreman or whatnot, you need to know safety. Okay. So like let's list three types of safety reference documents, regulations, or company documents that have regulations and standards that must be followed. Well, there is always like in Canada here we have the Act, Code, and Regulations. Okay, so that's like the OH&S Blue Book. Okay, so you have the obviously the OH&S book. There's also your company health and safety manual. Will have all your company's policies in it. And then what else would be a reference? Well, I mean, that's more than, I mean, the Act, Code, and Regulations, those are each something, but those are all combined in one book. And then there's the Company Health and Safety Manual. And then I would say maybe what else would have safety stuff on it? I'm trying to think. Maybe like the health and safety plan specific to the job would be considered like an extra piece of reference document. Would be the actual health and safety plan for the job. Each job needs to have its own health and safety plan, but there's also fall protection plans and that are specific to tasks and stuff like that. So good documents, right? So in those documents, which regulations and standards must the contractor supervisor enforce? And that's all of them. That's a trick question. That's all of them. Right? You can't pick and choose which ones to enforce. You have to enforce them all, right? But yeah, so if a contractor has a more stringent standard than the owner or regulator, which standard should be used? So in this case, it's always the higher standard. So in this case, it would be the contractor's standards. Okay. So if say you have a bunch of contractors on site, they all have different standards. The one with the highest standards is the one you follow. Okay. That's how it goes. Now, don't get me wrong, right? If the general contractor, the prime contractor on site, has a certain standard, all the subcontractors under that have to meet that standard at minimum. But if any of the subcontractors underneath the general contractor has higher standards, then that specific contractor has to adhere to those standards, okay? Not the general contractor, and also not the other contractors, if that makes any sense, okay? But as far as contractor, owner, and regulator go, okay, those are that's the head of the snake, right? Whoever of those three have the higher standards is who you follow, okay? So for example, there's no way the regulatory body will have lower standards than higher standards, than the contractors and owners, because those regulatory standards are legal minimum. Okay, so if the owner has more stricter rules for safety, then the general contractor taking the job will have to take on the owner's requirements. Okay, that'll be in the requirements of the job requirements, right? But yeah, simple as that. If a standard cannot be followed, what two things must a contractor supervisor do? So that's actually two things a contractor supervisor must do. Well, you have to do a job safety analysis, okay? And then you have to do a procedure. So job safety analysis and then write a procedure. So there's always all the rules in the OH&S, there is an out where you can write a procedure, a safety procedure, and cover your butt with paperwork, which is the last line of defense, by the way, and get the task done. Okay, so that's how that will work, right? Answer the following statements as either true or false, right? So when two or more employers or contractor companies are working on the same work site, a prime contractor or owner must be responsible for the work site. 100%. Yes, that is true. There can only be one prime contractor on a site. That's the whole point of, even if there's two general contractors, there will still be one prime, okay? Transfers of prime contractor or owner responsibility must be formally documented. That also is true. During an inspection or investigation, OH&S inspectors have the authority to ask supervisors to identify the prime contractor or owner. I believe that is true. Prime responsibility may be determined after work on the Prime responsibility may be determined after work on the project begins. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. I would say no. I think the prime contractor has to be determined ahead of time. But this is almost an irrelevant question. Like, who really cares? Like, there's got to be a prime contractor named before any work, because you have to know who's responsible, right? Like, where the chain of responsibility, right? Like, it has to be defined before any boots hit the ground. So I would say this is false. So a JSA, or a job safety analysis, is mandatory for each safe work agreement permit for refinery and pipelines and distribution work. I believe this is true. And for critical work, for asset management. Yeah, I think for industrial stuff, petroleum stuff especially, yeah, JSAs are mandatory. However, they're not for normal construction. But this is how we do safe work practices. So if you want to have a nice complete health and safety manual for your company, all of each individual task that your company, that your workforce performs, you have to do a JSA, or like a job safety analysis for each one, which will then in turn be turned into a safe work practice. Okay, but it's not mandatory. It's just, yeah, it is in oil and gas though. So the purpose of kickoff and toolbox meetings is to review the job scope, safety policies, safety procedures, and emergency response. This is also true. Yeah, if you ever worked in oil and gas, there is a kickoff meeting, a safety meeting every single day, every morning. They do stretching and safety meetings. So in commercial construction and residential construction, you only have to do safety meetings once a week, okay? But yeah, so according to OH&S, or provincial equivalent, supervisors are responsible for the safety of workers, employer representatives, and contractor representatives. Maybe I'm not so sure about that one. I believe they're responsible, but it's like a due diligence thing where everyone is responsible, okay? But this is like another maybe trick type of question here. Workers, employer representatives, and contractor representatives. I would still say true on this, but it is everybody's it is everyone's responsibility. Yeah, I don't care who's in charge. As long as I get paid, yeah, right. I get that. No, but it's just a matter of liability, right? So that they know who to go after, for paperwork and certain things, right? It's important, you guys, to do your hazard assessments and stuff like that accurately and efficiently, because that is the one that's gonna screw you. If something ever happens to you guys and you get injured on site, if you don't have a good hazard assessment done and you haven't followed the protocol, okay, the rules on site, okay, OH&S, or sorry, workers' compensation, they're scumbags. They're absolute scumbags. They tend to like give city union workers months and months and months off for silly, stupid surgeries like knee surgeries and stupid crap. But us actual workers who actually do work, they will screw you every chance they can to save money so they can take care of city workers and government workers. But us private contractors and even in union, construction union guys, you're not as protected as a city worker. Okay, the city workers disgust me, actually. Like the things that they do and get away with is awful, man. They really milk the system, really milk it. I can't believe you can get 3 months off, and you can even get more off for a stupid knee surgery, like a simple knee scope. You know what I mean? Give me a break, man. Anyways, moving on. You got to protect yourself, because I'm serious. Workers' compensation is not on your side, guys. They're not on your side. But yeah, so safe work agreements and permits must be reviewed with all personnel working on execution tasks described in the agreement. So, yeah, I think that like everyone has to be orientated, right, on site orientated with the company, and then on site too before they start any work on that. You have to be made aware of the hazards on site and the hazards to the specific tasks, right? that you're performing. But you don't need to. You don't have to be told everything. Okay, that you're showing where the health and safety manuals are. You're showing where the paperwork is, right? Like MSDS. Oh, that's another thing too with standards on is MSDS sheets, right? Material safety and data sheets. You're showing where everything is, okay, and you're briefed on actual that job sites hazards. But yeah, it's I would say not every person. It's a good thing to have every new employee for your company read your safe work practices, okay, and sign off on each one of them. So, but yeah. So this is pretty good. So you can see right here, right? In the future, what should the supervisor do? Okay, let's check this one out. But this will be the last one, and I got some web pages here. We're gonna look at some stats and stuff. But in the future, what should the supervisor do to prevent potential incident situation, such as the situation in the above scenario, from occurring? Select 3 correct actions using check marks. So a contractor hires a new worker. The worker completed the owner orientation and reported to the contractor's supervisor at coffee break. The supervisor did not have time to complete the contractor orientation and sent the new worker out to work with the crew. Upon arriving at the work site, the supervisor found the worker working 20 feet in the air without fall protection. Jesus, man, that's crazy. So that there's a lot of things going on here, actually. First of all, the supervisor on site failed huge. There should have been a site orientation as well as the company orientation, right? But yeah, so complete the company orientation, including consequence of non-compliance. That's a no-brainer, 100%. Have to do that no matter what before anyone starts working for you or on your site, okay? Ask a coworker, nope, definitely not that. Verify that new workers are properly trained and competent to do all assigned tasks, 100%, yes. If you're working at heights or near leading edge, you need to be you need to have your fall protection certification, otherwise no go, right? You can't put on a harness without the ticket, okay? Communicate job plans, personal protection equipment requirements, GSA hazards, and yeah. So that's one of them right there. So the 3 correct answers on this one would be to 1, complete the company orientation, 2, verify that new workers are properly trained and competent, and then 3, communicate job plans, personal like PPE requirements and stuff like that. Okay, that's how that would go. But yeah. Let's take a peek here. I got some pages open here. So 2022, right? Like this is why. Like if you guys have any questions, please ask away. I'm just trying to cover some basic safety stuff. Like I know lots of you guys want to do piecework and start your own companies, okay? And so we want to talk about this once in a while, okay? We want to talk about safety. I gotta say, like once you get like you don't always see us wearing like the correct PPE and doing things, but we do wear the correct PPE at the correct time always, okay? You never see me using a chop saw without eyeglasses and a face shield, for example, okay? And I wear gloves, okay? Always. You know, it's just certain things, okay? Like some contractors are really crazy and they want 100% PPE all the time. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. 100% ridiculous. They're just basically treating you like a baby at that point, right? Some people though, like you know, I don't know. I just find those kinds of companies very hard to work for. Like they're always full of safety crusaders. And yeah, it's just like, man, you know, get a life, right? Like, you telling a grown man to wear a freaking hard hat while he's doing T-bar? Give me a freaking break, man. Like, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Wearing safety glasses while walking down a stairwell. Come on, man. Give me a break, right? Like, it's just ridiculous, man. And the worst part about it is being in the drywall trade. Yeah, we actually work hard, so the sweat and the fog of the glasses, it's just crazy, right? So it makes it very hard for us to do our job. But yeah, that's why I don't work on those big sites anymore, guys, because I don't like the safety. It's too much. I mean, I respect safety, and I do, but these guys are just out of control. Like, there's just way too much safety, right? OSHA issued 22,651 citations in 2021, resulting in over $81 million in fines throughout the construction industry, more than every other private sector industry combined. Well, of course. I mean, construction is the most dangerous trade out there. Construction is more dangerous than being in the army. Construction is more dangerous than being a police officer. Construction is more dangerous than being a firefighter. Are you kidding me? It's the most dangerous job there is. Right? So of course, you got to understand that too, right? We're highly underappreciated workers. You know, when I was a kid, construction workers were damn heroes. Nowadays, you know, you don't hear nothing about construction workers. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, let's check out some. Right on, Dibs. I love it, man. No worries, dude. You be well, brother. I'll talk to you later on. I'll talk to you a little bit later on, okay? Thanks for coming, brother. And thanks for hitting the like button for me, guys. If you can, I appreciate that. All right, 10 statistics-based facts about construction industry injuries. So between 2016 and 2020, there were 4,980 fatal construction industry injuries. In the U.S., there were 3,408 fatal work injuries throughout the EU in 2019. Over 20% took place in the construction industry. To demonstrate the current state of construction and the importance of improving on-site safety, we've compiled 10 construction safety statistics that every company and contractor should keep in mind. I think that, honestly, God, though, I really feel that the highest threat to construction safety is wages. Absolutely, hands down, is wages. If they paid us enough that we could literally take our time and think things through and do a good job, do a good quality job, and do it safely, then this would be a lot better. But the problem is with construction companies is they're trying to gouge you, pay you less and less and less and less, and they want it done faster. That is why there are accidents, guys. Okay? That's why there's injuries. Okay? If they started paying the way they should and giving you the time that is needed to get the job done, okay? Everything starts. Oh, we're 3 months behind before we even started. Oh, how the hell are you 3 months behind before you even started? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's always behind. It's always behind, right? Always rushing you, calling you every day. You're gonna be done today. 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 Like, give me a freaking break, right? Like, chill out, man. It'll be done when the last screw goes in. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a break, okay? If you don't like how fast I'm doing it, hire someone else, man. See how fast someone else is gonna be. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I know I'm fast. I know I'm efficient. I don't need you calling me every day. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. It's going. Obviously, you don't know the scope of work if you're calling me every day. And I'm telling you, man, most of the time, these guys, they must not know what the scope is. They don't read the plans. They just like, oh, here's the job, right? And this is what we bid. The estimator bid it. So, and the project managers don't know nothing about it, right? Like. That happens all the time, man, and it's so frustrating, man. So frustrating. But yeah, that's the biggest threat to the construction industry and the safety of workers is the money, the time, the wages, man. They're paying people shit money and they're rushing you, right? So right off the bat, people don't give a crap and they're just trying to get it done quick and cheap, right? So they're skimping on safety equipment, they're skimping on safety procedures. Okay, and just to get it done quicker, because the quicker you can get something done, if you're still getting the same amount of money as a piece worker or a contractor, okay, it's just, yeah, hourly workers are like, just is another thing. Like their hourly work is like a thing of it's slowly disappearing almost, right? Like they want you to be piecework now. They want you to do a contract piecework, okay? Which is just better for you, but we have to fight for higher wages. As simple as that, right? But yeah, so check this out here. So according to a recent BLS report, there were 4,764 fatal injuries throughout every industry in 2020, and over 1,000 of them are attributed to the construction field. OSHA found that in the construction industry, OSHA found that the construction industry accounted for almost 20% of fatal injuries in the U.S. 5,333 workers had a fatal accident on the job in 2019, and 1,061 of those were construction workers. The 2020-2021 labor force survey found that 2,870 out of every 100,000 construction workers suffered non-fatal injuries on the job in the UK. So this is a UK one. So these numbers are, I thought this was a USA, like a US one. So I apologize, but it should be, it's going to be the same pretty much everywhere. Let's skim through it here. According to the National Safety Council, the construction industry had the most preventable fatal injuries in both 2019 and 2020. There were also 250,000 medically consulted injuries in those 2 years. Oh, okay, and this is in the EU, so this is insane, right? Yeah, let's just see here. Let's just go down here. The 5 statistically most common injuries on the construction industry. 1 is falls, 100%. Being struck by objects, yep. Electrocution, getting caught between objects, and vehicle accidents, yeah. So, yeah, I've fallen. I've been struck by stuff. I've been electrocuted. I haven't been caught between anything, though. That's good. And I have been in a vehicle accident before. So I've had 4 out of these 5 things happen to me. So, not in a very long time, because literally I take my time nowadays. I do things in the time that I'm supposed to. Okay, I don't rush anymore, right? I charge good money and I get things done proper. Okay, so you gotta see the turtle won the race because he had a steady pace. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, these rabbits that go in like balls out, like dude, they're making such a wreck, like a Tasmanian devils. They're creating extra work in the long run. Okay, it's just like me. I'm steady. I get it done. You don't see me taking a million breaks, or like I'm steady and I get it done in a good time. But I'm not like I'm not having that anxiety, and I'm not rushing through my tasks. Okay, I'm just getting it done, and I'm taking my safety and other people's safety into consideration, right? Look at that. So let's see, where are we at with this now? Here we go. Maybe, hopefully, 22. So the construction industry is a major revenue-generating sector, accounting for 4.3% of U.S. GDP. Over the 5 years to 2021, it is expected to expand by 2.4% annually to $2.4 trillion as the economy starts to recover past COVID-19 pandemic. Unfortunately, construction workers continue to experience high rates of fatal and non-fatal injuries and accidents despite improvements in safety equipment, technology, and training. For instance, because it doesn't matter how much technology and training you have. If you keep rushing people and paying them less, it's going to happen. Okay, it doesn't matter what you got in place. Okay, it's crazy, man. Okay, a year ago, for instance, the construction industry accounted for about 20% of worker fatalities in the U.S., although only 6% of the labor force. Yeah, you see that? It's only 6% of the labor force, but 20% of worker fatalities, right? This discrepancy highlights the need for ongoing efforts to increase workplace safety for construction workers. A year ago, there were 5,333 workplace fatalities. So, 3.5 per 100,000 full-time equivalent employees, which equates to more than 100 fatalities each week, or around 15 fatalities per day. Think about that, 15 fatalities a day. So there is still this thing in construction where people think they're heroes if they can get things done quicker than other people, right? That's just like, it's the most false, craziest, stupidest thing. People are like, "Oh, you're slow," or whatever. Like, are you kidding me, man? it's the worst. It's the worst culture in every sector. Out of every sector, it's the worst culture, right? Man, we got to be here to support each other, man. It takes everyone different times to do things, okay? And we got to respect that. Plus, like, dudes, honestly, the people who rush and who are like, you know, oh yeah, I'm fastest, are usually the shittiest quality as well. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, right? You get shit quality. The screws are not sunk, or sunk too far. The boards are beat to hell. The shortcuts everywhere, right? Like it's junk work. Okay, take your time, do it right. Okay, over time you will get faster and faster. The better you get, the more you know. Okay, I'm telling you, this work isn't hard. You just gotta shut your brain off and pretend to be a robot. Okay, it's the same thing over and over again. It doesn't change. Okay, stop trying to be so creative and find new ways to do things. Okay, it's just do it the same way over and over again. You'll get faster. That's just how it goes. Okay. Management rush, like this is the thing. You see that. Let's see, anywhere in here and any of these pages we'll look at today, will we see the number one problem? And we won't. The number one problem is the fact that we are being rushed all the time. Always. Every single job, okay, is rushed. Rush. Every freaking job, okay? And then there's this competitiveness amongst workers about who can do things faster. Okay, we got to cut that shit out, okay? That's why everyone's dying, man, okay? Just get your job done. Don't forget, okay? You're working for a rich guy. Okay, you're building a building for a rich guy who can afford to pay you, all right? And he's trying to gyp you and not pay you as much as he possibly can, or she, right? Think about that for a second, okay? The enemy is not your coworker, okay? And not necessarily, I would say the owner or the bosses aren't the enemies really either, but they are the people that need to change, okay? They're the ones that have to change, not the workers. Workers are the greatest, man, okay? But the managers, they need to pay right and stop rushing people. All right, so look at this. According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, 1 out of every 10 construction site workers injured annually. What? God, these guys. 1 out of every 10. Okay, yeah, 1 out of every 10 workers are injured annually. Within the first year of employment, over 60% of construction accidents have been reported. 3 OSHA penalties can cost a company between $13,653 and $1,036,532. OSHA's Fatal 4, which includes electricians, falls, and getting caught between pieces of machinery, accounts for 60% of all fatal construction accidents. So, fall protection in construction is OSHA's standard that is most frequently violated. 100%, yeah. OSHA has 1,850 inspectors on duty in the U.S. That's it? No wonder you never see them. No, I'm serious. I've been in construction for many years, and I've only ever seen OH&S one time. One time, guys. And that was because 2 people died. You know what I'm saying? 2 people had to die before ever seen OH&S. Never seen OH&S, ever. Never, ever see them. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that's failing us, is that there is definitely not enough qualified inspectors out there, okay? There should be people who are out there inspecting and keeping an eye on things. Like, the thing is that the onus is so much on the worker now, it's absolutely ridiculous, okay? So there's a lot of pressure on us to perform safely, to get the task done quickly, with quality and all this stuff, right? We got to do your hazard assessment. You got to remember to do this after break. You got to remember to do this. You got to get the hot work permit. You got to get the freaking this. You got to do a fall protection plan. You got to do a harness inspection. You got to do lift inspections. You got to do all this fucking stuff, okay? They're stressing us out like crazy. It's like, man, come on, dudes. Like, just unbelievable. We just need to have more eyes, like actual qualified eyes, to do that sort of that part of the work. Hey, pal. What's happening, big guy?
And just eat
Oh, go get it. It's on the green screen. You see it?
I can't. Then you need to.
No, I see it.
Higher.
Hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. You see it? It's straight ahead. See it? Yeah, it's in the green. It's hiding in the green. You want to say hi? We're live. Oh yeah, he's got a big. I took him to the store to get breakfast, but you look at this big candy. My buddy.
Eyeball.
Here, hold on.
Just like that.
Yeah, see, there's the camera. The camera's right there.
It's the eyeball.
Yeah, buddy. My little mansies. Yeah, is that a good one? Are you gonna eat that whole thing today, you think? All right, bud. I love you, okay? I'm gonna finish up my live stream and we'll hang out after, okay?
Oh, is that cookie there?
Yeah. Cute. Okay, guys. You shut the door, please.
Look at that. Hey, hey, look at this.
Yeah, don't touch it though. I finally got a new. I got my KRK studio monitors, but I got the 10-inch KRK subwoofer now, as well. So it's nice, and I want to get the Atom Audio center channel. It'd be really nice for my sound editing, but. There we go. So that is awful. So 1,850 inspectors on duty in the U.S. These inspections oversee the health and safety of over 130 million employees in over 8 million workplaces. Think about that for a second. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, out. You guys are too loud. I'm streaming. You guys gotta go out. I'll be done soon.
After, can we go to a space park?
I don't know. We'll see. Go. Mommy has to go to see Bill. No, I know. We'll have to walk there, though. Okay, but if maybe. I'm not guaranteeing it. Okay, go. That is pitiful. And this is also one of the biggest problems, okay, I think, is there's just, seriously, there's not enough inspectors. Yes. What the hell do you think I am? Okay, I lost my mouse. OSHA significantly impacted the safety and health of U.S. workers. For example, diseases and the most prevalent occupational injuries have decreased from 10.9 per 100 workers to 2.7 since it was created. OSHA has 85 local offices as well as 10 regional offices. The federal agency carried out about 33,000 nationwide and 42,000 state inspections. So if you think about that for a second, no wonder you never see them. So 42,000 inspections out of 130 million, or sorry, 8 million workplaces. 8 million workplaces. And only 42,000 inspected. Okay, that's awful. That's a terrible statistic. So the construction industry is responsible for 1 in 5 worker fatalities. Sprains, strains, and tears accounted for 266,000 of the non-fatal illnesses and injuries in the private sector that kept people from working during the year. Fires and explosions caused 3% of workplace injuries. Most fatalities, 1,051, were in the 55 to 64 age range. So think about that for a second. So 55 to 65 age range is where most fatalities. I'm shocked by that. I would think it would be like the younger guys, you know. Like 18 to 25, but I wonder why that is. So to think about it, there's definitely complacency is definitely one of them. They've done it so many times. It's like Russian roulette, right? Eventually, the bullet's going to be in the chamber, right? And then there's also the unwillingness to learn, okay, and change. Stubborn, right? And then there's also the fact that when you're 55 to 65, you ain't moving like you were when you were 25, dude. So, you know, there's that as well. Okay, so misjudgment is what I would say. So, yeah, the older you get, the more careful you got to be, apparently, right? So, 1,008 workplace fatalities among construction employees this year. The third highest rate of any industry, 10.2 out of every 100,000 construction employees experiences a fatal injury each year. OSHA safety certifications cost between 60 and 180 and take between 10 and 30 hours to complete. Workers' compensation claims related to accidents and injuries in the construction industry total $2.5 billion annually. Businesses typically spend 3.6% of their budget on workplace injuries and 2.6% on safety training. So think about that for a second, right? So that's 6.2%. So it's 6.2% of revenue towards safety in total. Okay. Wow. Interesting. So this is another thing we could talk about. This top 10 most frequently cited OSHA standards violated in 2021. So number 1 being fall protection, and then number 2 respiratory protection, and then ladders, and then hazard communication, and then scaffolding, and then fall protection training, control of hazardous energy, so lockout, tag out, and eye and face protection, powered industrial trucks, machinery and machine guarding, general industry. I can barely read those on my page. You guys aren't going to be able to see that. Yeah, so this is pretty much all the same shit we just talked about. So this is interesting to me. So the construction workers ages 25 to 34 are the most likely to sustain an injury, but that'd be non-fatal. So the ages between 54 and 65 would be the most likely to suffer fatal injury, though, right? Like, that's crazy. Wow. Well, so yeah, so safety's a good topic to talk about once in a while, guys. Like, I want to go through this sheet a little bit more. I know it's kind of a boring topic. Obviously, nobody's chatting and nobody's really watching. I see people coming in and then bailing too. It's kind of a boring, dry topic. Nobody wants to talk about safety, but we do have to talk about it. This is the only way we can really kind of hash out these issues, right? I would love to know what your thoughts are on why it's so dangerous to work in construction. You know, like, do you agree with me that the fact that we're always rushed and that we're competing with each other, that's a dangerous mix? Like, you know, I think it is. But let me know what you guys think, right? But yeah, continuing going through this sheet right here, we could do this a little bit longer, I guess. There's a couple of things here we could talk about. All right, we already did that one. So yeah, like number 7 here. So when the contractor supervisor discovers the new worker working without fall protection, what should the supervisor do? Oh yeah, immediately stop work. 100%. That's just immediate stop work. Instruct the worker to come down. Yell at all other workers for allowing the unsafe act. Provide specific direction as to the safe route down. Coach and correct the worker by identifying the incorrect or at-risk behavior. Assign the worker to a new task without correcting the incorrect behavior. No. So select the 4 most appropriate actions. Yeah. So 1, immediately stop the work. I guess I would say provide specific direction as to the safe route down, and then coach and correct the worker by identifying the incorrect or at-risk behavior. And then, so I'm not so sure. I instruct the worker to come down and provide specific direction as to the safe route down. Those 2 definitely check off. I wouldn't, but I would too also yell at the other guys for letting that happen, 100%. But that's not an official thing, right? So there's only 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's only 6 anyway. So as reasonably practical, who has the ultimate responsibility for ensuring that all safety systems, programs, and standards are in place at the work site? Identify the responsible person using a check mark. As reasonably practical, who has the ultimate responsibility would be the supervisor. The supervisor has to make sure that the worker is orientated, has to make sure they're doing their HAs, like hazard assessments, has to make sure they're ticketed, has to make sure they're competent, all that stuff, okay? The worker is also equally responsible, but if you had to pick, like, the supervisor though is ultimately in charge, okay? At 8 a.m., a contractor supervisor reviews the work for the day with the crew. He clearly instructs the worker not to enter the confined space at the work site until he and the assigned safety watch arrive. The contractor supervisor also instructs the workers that the job is a rush job that needs to be done by the end of the day. The workers wait outside the confined space until 10 a.m. At that point, they decide that if they're to get the job done by the end of the day, they need to start moving the equipment into the confined space. When the contractor supervisor arrives, he finds some workers inside the confined space setting up lights. Ooh, see, that's dangerous because you need to do confined space is tricky. Like you have to do like a testing too, like the air testing and stuff. The contractor supervisor asks the crew to exit the confined space and investigate what has happened. He determines that the workers felt that they were following the safety rules. One of the crew is trained as a safety watch. They saw the process technician do the gas test. Yep, so there you go. And we're told the gas tests were okay. They believed that the contractor supervisor had a safe work agreement permit to start the work. In addition, the crew knew that if they did not take the initiative to start the job, they could not finish by the end of the day. So he told them not to start until if he's not showing up in time, it's still going to be his fault anyway. So the crew should have just waited. Period. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that, right? But in the above scenario, which rules have been broken? Select 2 correct answers. So the point is, so I'm thinking there wasn't a permit yet, and he had to go get the permit, is what I'm assuming. And and on the permit you will assign safety watch on the permit. So I would say work was being done without a safe work agreement, and then I would say a confined space was entered without having a safety watch present. So those are the 2 answers there. Okay, those are what went wrong there. Okay, but yeah, why do you think the workers started work? This the same thing. Like I was just talking about being rushed. Why would he say this is a rush job? We have to be done by the end of the day. If it's a rush job, we have to be done by the end of the day. Then, like, why like that's not my problem that the job has to be done by the end of the day. It's not the workers' problem. Okay, why are you putting that on your workers? Okay. The workers thought they had completed the requirements for starting work. The workers concluded that the contractor must have had to deal with an emergency elsewhere and that he would want them to get started. The contractor supervisor said the job had to be done by the end of the day. Workers inferred that the schedule was more important than safety. Yeah, that last one right there. Okay. And that's what I mean. Like, why you're like, dude, if you're worried about them doing that, why did you say that? Like, I'm just saying, like, you should just say, you guys can't start work until I come back with the permit and the safety watch. Okay, just wait. I'll be back. Okay, they waited for 2 hours before starting work, but still, like, and that's ridiculous. It took them 2 hours to do that. If he was tied up with something else, he should have called them and said something. Well, do something else somewhere else, or something. Okay, but yeah, they should not have started work without him coming back with the permit and the safety watch. Okay, but by him saying to them, this is a rush job, it has to be done by the end of the day, he put it in their head, okay, that they had to get it done. And that's what workers want. We want to do a good job. We want our supervisors to be happy with us, of course, right? And that's the mentality, right? We got to stop that language. We got to cut that language out. Oh, this is a rush job, we got to get this done, we got deadlines, this and that. We got to stop that bullshit. Okay, that's why people are getting hurt and getting killed. Okay, it's because of that bullshit right there. Should the workers have started work? No, they should not have. So answer the following statements as either true or false. Once you have communicated safety requirements to crew members, you can rely on them to follow the standards. That's false. To ensure workers follow standards and safe work procedures, contract supervisors must rely on the workers' understanding that safety is their responsibility and that non-compliance with standards is grounds for dismissal. Review site yes, so true. Yes, so review site safety standards with the crew at the toolbox meeting. Yes. This is almost a little bit true in a sense, but you have to know. You can't just rely on the workers' understanding without teaching them first. So you have to go through it with them first. Okay, and then a supervisor has to rely on them, but the supervisor still has to go in and check on them, especially if it's a new crew or new workers that you haven't worked with before, or you're not familiar with. Okay, like over time, if you know a crew is always doing things right, doing things safety, you don't have to check on them as much. But a new crews you don't know, you got to constantly be checking on them, making sure they're doing things properly. Okay, it's simple. So yeah, ensure that all workers are competent by confirming that they have the necessary training, experience, and knowledge to complete the job tasks. 100% true, yes. Rely on a worker's assurance that training is being completed. Nope, definitely false. They need to have a proof, a card, a ticket. Plus, they have to demonstrate in front of the supervisor that they're competent, okay? The supervisor has to deem them competent, and they need the ticket. And just because you have a ticket doesn't mean you're competent, by the way, okay? You can still have a ticket, like for driving a lift, but you still are a crappy driver, and therefore you're not competent, okay? Verify safety requirements, including the JSA mitigations, are being implemented. Yes, 100%. Ensure that work site hazards are identified and assessed. Yes, 100%. And that's where your hazard assessments, there's a foreman sign-off part. Okay, the foreman reviews, or the safety officer, whatever. Somebody in management reviews your hazard assessments. Okay, and then frequently visit the work site and immediately correct any non-compliance. 100,000,000%, guys. That's a big thing, man. It's a crazy thing. Like, it's a crazy world. Like, the fact that there's all these supervisors, and I mean I just like, I do tons of jobs. I've done millions of jobs, not millions, thousands of jobs, but it's like, man, you get these jobs from guys and you don't see them. They don't come and check. They don't come and see you. They leave you on site alone. It's just they just want the phone call saying it's done, right? Like nobody's checking. It's crazy, right? Well, here's an important one. So before investigating an incident, what action should the supervisor take at the work site? Select 3 correct actions using check marks. So ensure the work area is safe, 100%. Clean up the work area? No, 0. Do not clean up the work area. Secure and preserve the incident scene? Yes, 100%. Report the incident to the prime contractor, owner, and contractor management? Yes, 100%. True. So, yeah, those are it right there. Ensure the work area is safe is 1. 2, secure and preserve the incident. And then 3, report the incident to the prime contractor or owner and contractor management. That's the right ones. So let's hear so true or false. So a supervisor knows that a pre-job meeting has been effective if at the end of each meeting, all workers understand the hazards and partially understand their responsibilities for eliminating or controlling them. I don't know, man. I think the fact that it says partially, I would say false. All procedures associated with the task execution have been reviewed with all involved workers. That is true. Workers ask questions about, discuss, and understand the key points of the job of the pre-job meeting. Yes, that's true. Workers have no understanding of potential conflicting activities between work groups. That is false. False. All workers know the correct safety tools to use and when to use them. Example, lockout, tagout, forms and equipment turnover statements. That is true. Workers confirm that they are capable and ready to start working. Yes, that is true. So yeah. Let's say injuries can ruin, like I've seen people's lives completely turned upside down and ruined over work injuries, okay? It's a long, slow death for a guy sitting on his couch with a broken back, you know? It's a long, slow, painful death, guys. I've seen it. And I've seen good men go down, you know. They get injured at work. My buddy Shane, who just passed away last year, he was young, man, but he gave up, man. Like he broke his neck and he had all these vertebrae removed out of his back. He was lucky he could still walk, but he was banged up pretty bad. And yeah, he just couldn't work, man. He just sat on the couch and smoked cigarettes and drank Pepsi until he killed himself, basically, you know, doing it. It was freaking sad, man. Like for the last 3 years, maybe, or 3 to 4 years, this guy was the best man at my wedding, man. Like he was a good friend. But the last like 3 to 4 years, I couldn't even get the guy out of the house. I couldn't get him over. He never met my kids. Like he never met my 3 youngest kids. Never came over for dinner. Never. I could not get him out of his house. You know, it was crazy, man. But yeah, workers' compensation screwed him. 100% screwed them. This is the thing, man. Like they really should be more budget for retraining. Cause yeah, I mean, he was a good guy. Why couldn't he have been retrained on something else? You know, put him to school for something else. An injury that bad, right? Like, come on, man. There's a big problem. They want you sitting at home on the couch, addicted to pills, collecting a monthly check. You know, that's what socialism is, and that's what these bastards want, right? But you know, everyone needs to be trained, and I feel like people with who have purpose, or you know, they live longer. You know, it's sad, man. It's really sad. So I suffered a lot of like I had a lot of pain issues back, you know, a few years back there. I had a lot of pain issues, just doing so much piecework and like just my wrists and my hands and just nerve damage in my hands and stuff, right? And now I don't have pain, but they're weird. Like they don't work like they used to, but I get the job done, you know. But I don't feel pain anymore, which is good. But it was awful. Like you know, I was taking opiate painkillers and it was just. But I got these cortisone shots, man. That's what fixed it, dudes. I got 2 sets of cortisone shots in my hands, and I haven't felt pain ever since. So. Something simple as that, but I was going down the freaking painkiller route for a while, you know, and that in itself is it's just crazy, right? It's just crazy, but yeah, man, I don't know, how's everyone doing? What's going on out there, guys? What you guys up to? How long have I been live for? I just nobody chatting. It's so strange. I mean, Dibs was chatting earlier, but I don't know, man. I get thrown off a little bit when nobody chats because, like, I've been live streaming a long time, and it's rare. It's rare when I don't have people in the chat. It's so weird. Like it really throws me off, man. Because usually the chat is driving the live stream. Like I'm answering questions, and I'm like, oh well, let's talk about this. We'll go from this subject to that subject, even like, you know, try to answering questions and stuff like that. So yeah, for me to just sit up here and talk straight for an hour, that's tough. That's tough to do, man. But it's nice to have some material prepared, like the form I had there and the websites. But just because I'm talking about safety too, doesn't mean you can't jump in and ask me questions about steel stud and drywall too, right? But yeah, and this is more of a management style live stream, sure, but yeah, so yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, man, my some weird stuff has been happening with my channel. I've been lots of people have been telling me they don't get notifications, but also too, like my since Bill C11 passed, man, my view count is tanked. My new subscriber is like, it's crazy. Like I was getting close to 400 subscribers a month. Now I'm getting like 260 a month. Like I was up to 60,000 views a month. Now I'm down to 42,000 views a month. What the hell's going on, right? So the Canadian government, I don't know, man. I don't know if they have something. I don't know. We'll say I don't know. I don't think they have. I don't think like there's anything in place at this time. But it's just kind of fishy, suspicious to me that as soon as that bill passed, my shit's been tanking. And then all of a sudden too, if I open up my YouTube feed, I'm like, I got all this crap that I don't want. Like, honest to God, I'm not even kidding. I got all these crappy news outlets, like, that I've never even heard of before. All these left-wing, by the way, too, news outlets that I don't ever watch. I'm getting tons of them. Like, all the CBC stuff, all this other crap. I'm just trying to block it all as it comes. But, yeah, it's crazy, man. Hey, what's up, Scotty? Third year local 158 apprentice locked in, brother. Yeah, I love it, man. That's great, man. It's good for you, man. No, that's good. That's good. I honestly think that our local for Turner, hey, big company, excellent. Yeah. Those guys are big company, big safety company too. Another one that does like the 100% PPE, I believe, right? We got to wear glasses and everything all the time, right? But yeah, no, that's a good big company, dude. That's another thing too. Like with those big companies, guys, like there's only one place and that's up, right? So the more you train yourself in safety and management and stuff like that, like it wasn't hard for me to go to night school and do my project management courses, right? Like it was, I had a couple of months. I took a couple of months off and I did all my safety training to become an NCSO. But yeah, it's great. That's great, man. Good for you, brother. Yeah, Turner's big. I think Turner owns Clark Builders too here now in Edmonton, I believe, as well. But no, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. Where are you guys based out of? One local 158. I don't. Also, where's my I'm gonna pull up my browser. I want to see something. I think the local trade school here got rid of the got rid of our ISM program. 157 Carpenter in the building. Salute. Yeah, brother. All right, Grim. Nice, man. Let me see here. Lath or interior systems mechanic, Edmonton. Oops, I spelt it wrong. Edmonton. Only scissor lifts, no ladders. No ladders. Yeah, dude. Oh, so there's two things I can't stand, and that one is a ladder, two is a baker scaffolding. I can't stand bakers. Okay, those rolling scaffolds, they're dangerous. They're freaking dangerous, man. And I don't mind like full scaffolding, like the big scaffolding on wheels. I don't mind them. Oh yeah, you just finished Ocean 60, Philly. Yeah. Oh, nice. Very cool. So yeah, yeah, that's big city work right there, man. That's good. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like when I'm talking, sometimes I'm not, we have to understand there are different projects. Okay. And there's different, like say you're in like Philadelphia or big cities, right? Like New York or whatever. Those are big, development jobs. Okay. And they're dangerous, and there's a lot of stuff going on, right? So to have to walk around with your glasses on all day long is not that big of a deal, really. There's a lot of stuff going on. You guys like welding and grinding and like all kinds of stuff, right? Overhead cranes and all equipment and blah 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 blah, right? There's a difference between a job site like that and then like we were out in the middle of the country doing a CRU demising wall in a CRU building when there's nobody else on site. Okay, there's a huge difference, huge massive difference. Okay, there's these jobs where you literally it's like you have a security card and you got to go through a security gate to get in and out, right? Like those are some big industrial style jobs, but yeah, there's all different tiers of jobs. And yeah, I feel like this is weird that the same rules apply to all jobs. Okay, but this is where the company policies come into play, right? The company health and safety manuals. Somebody who does like Turner, for example, will have a more stringent safety plan or safety requirements than the regulatory body, right? So the regulatory body has to kind of cover all of the different sites in one book, right? And the Code Act and regulations. Okay, so that's where the company safety policies, health and safety policies, come into play here. Okay, and also the job specific safety plan, right? Edmonton and then apprenticeship program. Oh, it does have it at Nate still. So our Nate still has a program, which is good. I thought they had gotten rid of it. I heard somebody say they'd gotten rid of it. But yeah, here's the program for steel stud and drywall. Apprenticeship programs, industry recognized. So let's see all apprenticeship programs. ISM. Oh, they did get rid of it then, I think. Yeah, shoot, they might have. They got a freaking Glazer program, but they don't got an ISM program. Yeah, they did. Our trade school Oh no, dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. So a journeyman on a Baker scaffold just went down. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair now. That's awful, buddy. Yeah, so I've never seen an electric one before on site. Um, but the bakers are awful. I seriously hate them, man. I cannot stand them. And it's funny. It's always the older guys who go down on them too. Like I worked with a guy, and he was hammer tacking poly onto wood framing. Okay, but he was up on a baker, and he was hammer tacking away. And he literally just walked off the end of it and broke his leg, and he was out for over a year with multiple surgeries. And yeah, he just wasn't thinking and walked off the end of it while he was going boom boom boom, rushing, right? Um, I like the big scaffoldings. I don't mind. I mean, I hate having to climb up and down. I mean, nowadays, like, I have a good partner though. I'm never working alone anymore, which is super helpful when working up there. But oh yeah, though they're dangerous, man. Lifts are good. Lifts are the best. We should always be using lifts, I think, unless you can't get a scaffolding or a lift into the place, right? Then yeah, use scaffolding. But it's crazy to me, man. Oh shit! I better get going soon. Well, I got about stay on for another five to 10 minutes here to answer any last minute questions. But yeah, my wife has to go visit somebody in the hospital. Another guy actually who's been off work for I don't know how long, 20 plus years because of work industry. He was a pipe. He used to wrap pipe. He used to work in the refineries, and he was over in I don't know, Qatar during the Gulf War, working in the oil refineries, like wrapping insulating pipe or whatever, and was exposed to chemical warfare. And yeah, just other that plus the something happened, I think, with his back too. He's just been out, right? And it's just sad because when you're not moving your body like you should, it's just a matter of time, right? Like God, jeez, I just feel so bad for them. These guys, all they wanted to do was make a buck, and their lives have been forever altered. It's pretty sad, man. It's pretty sad. We need to be careful. We just need to be careful. And if anybody wants to have more information on this stuff, or if you want to take a look at safety documents, need anything, I got copies of everything. Hazard assessments, general terms and conditions. I got lots of safety stuff. In fact, let me see if I can kind of show you the stuff. This is I used to give. Shoot, what did I do? What did I do with it? My last website, all this stuff was free on my website for download. So if I ever get a website up again, I will put this stuff back on it for free for download. But if anybody wants any of this stuff, all they have to do is reach out to me on email, and I'll send it to you. Let's switch over here. But yeah, I got basic sign-in sheet, company safety policy, like a blank one, like a guide to teach you how to do it. Daily site report, daily safe work record, daily safe work record 2, emergency response plan, fall protection plan, blank FHA. All these are blank, but field level hazard assessment, general terms and conditions, job hazard analysis, so the JSA template, project handoff, safety tracking and reporting, and then these are safe job procedures I have written. So this is for explosive actuated fastening tools. This is for lifting heavy object. These are for drywall and stuff, right? Lockout and tagging, negative fit testing for respirators, positive fit testing for respirators, tailgate safety meeting, workplace hazard assessment sheet, and yeah. So I have all those documents, man, that I don't mind giving to you guys. But anyways, I guess I'm going to shut down, guys. Man, I guess I think my next live stream, I was going to talk about like tools and materials and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to get to talk a little bit about this safety stuff. Yeah. I appreciate you guys popping in, chiming in there. Scotty and Grim, man, that's great, man. I appreciate that. Mama K, if you're still watching, guys, that's awesome, man. Just yeah, be safe out there. If you guys are ever unsure, ask somebody. You can always ask me. You can always send me an email. You can always try to reach out to me on Discord, guys. And yeah, I'll do my best to help you out, man, for sure, right? But yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, if that's it, nobody has any more questions, I'm gonna shut her down. And we'll see you guys soon. I got some videos. I'm trying to get some videos edited, man. I'm so sorry. That's another thing too. Like I haven't been doing a whole lot of lives and uploading. I've been doing a lot of like soul searching and thinking about what direction I want to go in with this channel and stuff like that. I feel a little defeated with the way the things been going with our government here in Canada and this whole Bill C-11 being passed and all that. Like, I've also been trying to start a clothing line, guys, and it's been very difficult because I live in Canada. It's been nobody, I can't get raw materials. I ordered blank hats 3 weeks ago from a company, and the USPS is still processing it. Like, it's been in processing for 3 weeks. Why have they not shipped it to me? Like, what takes 3 weeks to process? Are they ever going to ship it to me? I don't know. I paid $1,000 for this order for blank hats, for 150 blank hats. And I don't think I'm going to get it. I honestly don't think I'm going to get it. And then there's Canadian companies even that refuse to sell me raw materials. Canadian companies refusing to sell to another Canadian company raw materials. It's awful. And the ones that will sell them to us, it doesn't make any sense. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna spend fucking $16 for a blank shirt. That makes no sense. No actual sense at all, right? So yeah, it's really tough to run a business here in Canada. We're at a huge disadvantage up here. Everything costs so goddamn much, and the bloody, like, they hate business up here. I'm lucky I'm in Alberta, the one last place in the country that's actually good, but who knows? We have an election coming Monday too, and if it goes the wrong way, man, like, there's nowhere left in Canada that is going to be good. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, man. And I'm hoping we can get this other government elected in sooner than 2025, because they will repeal Bill C-11 and help us out. Again, the businesses will be a priority for our government, right? But as our government stands, it's a disaster. Everything's a disaster right now in Canada. It's been yeah, I'm not giving up. I'm still starting my clothing line. I am. It's just it's taking longer than I thought. And I have all the designs and stuff. It's just I can't get the damn shirts. I can't get the hats and the shirts, right? So I don't know. I just hope they send me those hats. I really want those hats. I think they're gonna be cool. I got a cool design for them, and then I'll have them for sale on Shopify and through my YouTube channel. They're not gonna say Construction Cronies on it. It's not like advertising, guys. These are a clothing line I'm taking serious. I have cool designs. It's not like a billboard for Construction Cronies. In fact, if you don't read the label, you won't know it's Construction Cronies, okay? But I appreciate all the support from everybody coming in and hitting the like button, sharing, watching my stuff. Like, it's been a really tough road. YouTube's been so challenging. Yeah, there's a lot of obstacles we've had to fight through over the years, and yeah, yeah, just got to keep on keeping on, guys. So if you guys have any questions after the fact, please leave them down below in the comments. I will totally get back to you guys. I might be a little bit behind on on replying to replies. Like, so if you comment to me, it'll come up on my studio app and I can reply to you right away. But if you reply to my reply, that is a little bit harder. I have to go into my actual studio on desktop and filter it out. Okay, so I apologize if anybody if I haven't got back to anybody. I am caught up on emails, which is good, but yeah, if I haven't got back to you in the comments, hang tough. I will do a sweep of those reply to replies later. But take care, everyone. Be safe out there. And like I said, man, just ask me anything. Reach out if you need help. I'll be glad to help you guys. This is Chris. We'll see you soon. Bye for now, guys.
Kick a shit like Bruce Lee. Kick a shit like Bruce Lee. Kick a shit like
if I can find this. All right. Later, dudes. Oh, I missed that. The notification. What was that? Is that a new subscriber? Right on, dudes. Max Freeland, nice, excellent, man, I love it. Thank you for the subscribing. Bye for now, guys. We'll see you soon. Cool, man.
Kick a shit like Bruce Lee. Kick a shit like Bruce Lee.